That's Osama bin Gumi. So I don't know where he's going to go next and where he's going to end up, if he's going to return to Nigeria before anything happens. But in Nigeria, a group called the Supreme Islamic Council, so it's the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, an organization that was put together for the glorious, sorry, for the glory rather, but maybe glorification rather, glorification of the Sultan of Sokoto. So the Sultan of Sokoto is like their life patron as the head of the Islamists in Nigeria. In their own position, it is believed that if America should come, your Sultan of Sokoto may actually become a collateral damage. The caliphate may be gone. Now, there are so many conspiracy theories that people have been like cooking in the last few weeks. There are those who are cooking what they call the geopolitics, sort of like sentiments. There are those who have been cooking their own religious sort of like a sentiment as a means of defense, right? However, the what do you call it? The Islamists themselves, right? When I say the extremists, mostly, right? The extremists themselves. So in their own propaganda, so they have imagined a lot that could happen because it's America. And part of the what I'm using as conspiracy right now, okay, is that they believe that if anyone should pay attention to how Donald Trump operates, Donald Trump probably lies going to the heart of the matter like that. Here you get. When he was having this spat with Iran, and they had to take out some of their generals, which actually really pained them that time. I don't know if you remember, right? So when they were tracking all these guys around, ordinarily, right, they believe that Iran have their own terror cells all over the world. That Iran kind of like funds, Iran government. That's American probably intel, right? So America also believed that there are some of these generals in the Iranian army, right, who have direct connection to these terror cells. So rather than go after the terrorists themselves, right, you started kind of like taking out these generals, start taking them out in their own country. Like, so people like the Sultan of Sokoto, the Islamic Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs and all of their members, they could have imagined all of this and say, hey, what these people are calling terrorism is a jihad. We all know that. We may not like the way these people are doing it, but over the years, they've all played one role or another in enabling this madness to last this long by pulling their own strings behind the scene to ensure that the government that should go after them didn't go after them. So if America now have their intel to show that their roles in all of this is even deeper than what some of us can merely conjure, right? And that Iranian treatment may happen, which means America will go to the heart of it, destroy the entire caliphate thinking, because destroy the entire caliphate. And if that should happen, it will lead Nigeria to everlasting religious kind of war, because they believe that if anything should happen to the caliphate, Sokoto Caliphate, it's like an attack at the heart of Islam in Nigeria. So as a Muslim, the Sultan of Sokoto and their Fulani conquerors, they would expect you to make it a religious war. And that is why they are talking in that direction, making you believe that, in the course of trying to say you want to end terrorism, there is more to it. There is more to it. And if we should begin to go deep and deep and deep, Nigeria will break up, Nigeria will scatter. So we should tell America to stay away. We can fix our problem. We can continue to gloss over it until one day, maybe someday, this whole thing will go. That is the agenda. So the person who is also the registrar for JAMB in Nigeria, is he still the registrar? That Professor Oluyede Abiolu, I don't know. You know that guy? The one that stole money that time, and then he was like passing it on to blame other person. It's a different story, don't worry. He's the, I don't know, maybe the secretary or maybe not the spokesperson for Islamic affairs. They are not passionate about the Muslims being killed by these terrorists. But guess what? They are mostly offended that America said Christians are being killed by the Islamic jihadists in Nigeria. They are not jihadists, though. They are not Islamic extremists. However, they are more tensed. They are more like, you get what I mean? About why America want to come in and kill the terrorists. Here is part of the press conference they had yesterday, I think.
Salatu wa salam ala ashrafil mursalin Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Brothers, my sisters in Islam, distinguished members of the press, let me greet you by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is the text of the opinion of the Muslim community following a meeting of all Islamic organizations across the country held this morning. So this is to announce, to report, and to express their opinion at this press conference. And I quote, "The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, following the expanded General Purpose Committee meeting held earlier today being 9th of November 2025, convenes this press conference on behalf of the Nigerian Muslim Ummah to condemn the recent threat against the sovereignty of our nation, Nigeria. We have not been emphasizing the killings of Muslims, not because we are not aware that Muslims are being killed, but because we did not see it and we do not see what was going on as a religious war, but a national security issue. The world is aware, however, that some Islamophobic and unpatriotic Nigerians had uttered a dangerous script, promoted it in the Western circles, especially in the United States, and got the attention of the highest levels of the United States government, which are erroneously made to believe that there is a Christian genocide in Nigeria. This is very unfortunate. When the United States of America President, Mr. Donald Trump, labeled our country disgraced, every right-thinking Nigerian was concerned because an ally that is determined to help a sovereign country to completely wipe out the Islamic in quotes, terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. Such a country that is ready will offer to assist and collaborate with the country and not use such horrible language to describe a country it aims to partner in wiping out the terrorists. While a number of countries, China, Saudi Arabia, and so on, have also been designated countries of particular concern, the present context of what Nigeria will not like suggests that the plan is a pretext to destabilize our dear country, Nigeria. We reaffirm that there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. Under Article 2 of the 1948 United Nations Convention on the Promotion and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, and Article 6 of the Rome Statute, the crime is defined by a critical mental element known as dolus specialis. This is the specific intent to destroy the whole or parts, to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. As such, there is nothing of such in Nigeria. For the avoidance of doubt, what Nigeria faces is a complex and tragic security crisis that brings immeasurable pain to all its citizens, regardless of faith or ethnic persuasion. From Katsina to Borno, and from Benue to Plateau, as well as to Kaduna and Kwara, Nigeria bleeds through gruesome savagery against Muslims and Christians, imams and priests. Non-partisan experts have refuted this blackmail, and Amnesty International, which methodically
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
Allahumma amin. Amin. Allahumma amin. Olóyèdè àbíkílọ̀ porúkọ yẹn, right? Again, when you pay attention very well, okay, to the tone, the countenance and all that, when he was responding to what he believed, or the same twisted narrative of saying that Christians are being killed in Nigeria, or Christian genocide in Nigeria, is an effort to destabilize Nigeria. How? And you then go to the part where they started talking about, yeah, Nigerians are bleeding, they are killing Nigerians, they are killing all Nigerians everywhere, they blah, they blah, they blah. You would then expect them to then turn around and pass their own verdict on the government. That yes, the government might think they said they are doing their best and all of that, but their best is not enough. There are more Muslims also being killed. And he also said that the reason why they have not raised the alarm was because they didn't see the killings of Muslims as religious. Islamic Affairs, Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, among their foot soldiers, right, who have been trying to help twist this for days or weeks now. They will tell you that more Muslims have been killed than Christians. People have asked them, so can they at least show us the mass graves and all these bodies? And also, if you are really a human being, how long have you known that more Muslims are being killed in this manner, gruesomely? How long? So to you, if you react, I'm trying to use this context now, right? So if you had reacted, so it's going to be like, it's going to cause religious war or what? So that then takes us to the next question. Muslims are being killed, Christians are being killed because your government can't protect you, right? Who are those killing them? Do you have Christian terrorist group in northern Nigeria at all that are particularly targeting Muslims and their mosques? Because there are evidence of these Islamists targeting Christian communities, their churches, their pastors, their reverend fathers. We have videos of communities, leveled down by these terrorists, burned down to ashes. We have communities who have, Christian schools with Christian students, children who have been en masse kidnapped by these terrorists. We have videos of where these terrorists are forcefully converting people to Islam in Nigeria. So if we now want to say Nigerians are being killed regardless of their religion, here you get. So the question should be, who is killing them? Who are these people killing Nigerians? And how do you feel about that? Because these people are killing Muslims. They've killed a lot of Muslims, right? And you as the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, why did it take Trump to speak before you now decided to call a press conference on the killings of Nigerians? Because the intention is not actually to get the terrorists eliminated. The terrorists, they are like, they're like cancer that will begin to kind of like spread. When cancer starts, it begins to affect other parts of, the organs in your body, functioning and the rest of that. But that depends on the stage. So if it is still very early, they can just go straight to the tumor, just uproot it out and hope that it will not kind of like come back. The terrorists in Nigeria, they have roots, their sponsor, and those who are using the instrument of government to try to shield them. So if you want to uproot the terrorists, you have to uproot their sponsor. Because the moment they don't hear anymore from their sponsor, they're going to bleed out, drop their weapons, and run away. But if you are buying weapons and apart from leaving some of them for these terrorists to steal, then you have them there just for decorations, or maybe whenever you decided to use them on your citizens, Nigerians. So what is the use? What is the benefit? So those who are the Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs, I need you to listen to this other part, where you would think they can now express their own displeasure of how government is handling the killings of their own brothers and brethren. Sabi? They don't give a damn about those being killed. This is an assured job to present, like Tinubu and his gang have been pushing, an assured job to present a common front to say, you know what, Nigeria is a sovereign country. Leave us alone. We can take care of our affair. I hope that will be enough. Listen to Ololede.
Facts. I don't think he has had a very good briefing about the nature of this conflict. Some unquote. Senior researchers like Samuel Malik of the Pan-African think tank, Good Governance in Africa, some researchers, including him, have also stated that there is no credible evidence of a state-led or coordinated campaign to exterminate Christians, which is what genocide is. The genocide claim completely collapses when confronted with reality, context, and verifiable data. The Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, ACLED, reports in its reporting of 2022 proves conclusively that the overwhelming driver of violence in Nigeria is not anti-Christian persecution, as Muslims and people of other faiths are also overwhelmingly affected. While President Trump and Senator Cross named radical Islamists and Islamist jihadists as the culprits, ISWAP and Boko Haram, the fact is that these groups are deviants whose ideology declares Muslims who do not join them as dissidents. Muslims are also their victims. As Amnesty International correctly stated, they kill both Muslims and Christians. They demolish mosques and churches. They don't differentiate. These terrorists are not our representative. they are our mortal enemies. The world knows that some of the terrorist groups being paraded as Islamic are creation of some non-Muslim interests. For instance, it is publicly acknowledged, though some people want to whitewash it, that the United States of America created Al-Qaeda, which is being projected as Islamic. Also, recently, a U.S. Congressman, Perry, testified that the United States Agency for International Development